All right, everybody, Philip here, CQI Home Inspections. So, I want to talk to you guys about aluminum wiring. So, between roughly, give or take, 1965 to the early 1970s, copper became very expensive. So, we switched over to aluminum wiring. Now, is aluminum wiring a great conductor of electricity? The answer is absolutely. It's actually better than copper. However, copper is more stable to conduct electricity. And what I mean by that is copper, when you put a load on it, it will only expand a little bit. Okay, so I don't know in school if you ever did a test in science class where they took a metal hanger and they took it apart and they put a candle under it and you watched it expand. And then when they cooled it off, it contracted. Well, aluminum wiring expands. I can't remember the rate, but it's like twice as much as copper. So why do we not use it today on single strand? Because braided wire you're allowed to, but I won't get into all that either. One of the reasons we do not use it is because it would expand to the point that when it contracted, once you took the load off of it, it could pull out of the connectors. And once that happened, you could possibly get a fire, because once you added a load back on it, it would be a hot wire behind a wall somewhere. So we stopped using it. We used it for a little while. We found out the potential problems and we stopped using it. Now you also got to be careful, because there is a product called tinned copper that can, to the untrained eye, look like aluminum. But I'm going to spin you around and show you what aluminum wire looks like. So as we talked before, this is what we call braided wiring, okay? And that is acceptable. Our main feeds are still ran with aluminum wire like this. However, if you come up a little higher and you see right here, these wires, that is what we call single strand aluminum wiring. And that is not what we want to see in an electric panel. Now, with that said, you don't necessarily have to replace all the wiring in the house. I don't want to talk too much for an electrician, but there is connectors that can be done that will not allow the wiring to pull out of them. So sometimes it's just a retrofit of some outlets and stuff like that. But I really don't want to go into a whole lot of details, because there's a couple things that can be done to take care of this issue. And I'll let the electricians talk about that. All right, guys, I hope this helped bring you a little education today. Philip, CQI.